I think autistic and ADHD is a good combination in a relationship. For lots of couples I know, that's the makeup of theirs. One autistic and one ADHD. My wife has ADHD and we're the perfect couple. We once went to IKEA without having an argument. Our love is eternal. We've been together since we were teenagers. Complementary neurotypes is how I would define us. If both autism and ADHD are spiky skill sets, then our spiky skill sets balance each other out. For example, I'm good at turning up to things on time, but she's got the social skills to apologise when she's made us half an hour late. One of the few ways in which our neurotypes don't complement is our different attitudes to rules. I like to follow the rules because that way the world is a safer and more predictable place. Whereas my wife is a remorseless criminal who is quite happy to, for example, refill a soda cup at a fast food restaurant, even when it is not stated that drinks are refillable. She claims that free refills are implied by giving us the cup to fill. I don't think that this would stand up in court. My feeling is always that if I follow the rules as best I can, then the possibility of complicated social interactions is minimised. If I'm caught breaking a rule, then I'm forced to either maintain a lie or admit to breaking a rule, and both of those sound very stressful. Much of the autistic experience is being told that you've done things wrong or broken unspoken rules, so I try to stick to following the more explicit social rules wherever possible. For instance, as a child, I would never lie about my age, costing my parents hundreds of pounds in full-price museums. Under fives go free. Yes, but I'm not under 5. I am 5 and 2 months. On the way home from a show earlier this year, we went through a McDonald's drive-thru and were given the wrong order. We returned what I believed to be the entire wrong order and were given the correct order. As we drove away, my wife revealed to me an entire share box of mozzarella sticks, which she had hidden in the glove compartment because she knew that I would not approve of us keeping it. I know that they would probably have just thrown the wrong order away, and even if they did, it's not like we're stealing from a small business. Ronald can afford to take a hit on a packet of mozzarella sticks. But I would never have allowed us to keep the cheese in case we got caught and they sent that big purple monster after us. Not all our rule-based disagreements happen in fast food eateries. In May of 2023, my wife and I attended a brilliant McCunliffe Comedy Festival in North Wales. We arrived early and went for a walk. The countryside in Wales is beautiful, more so in May as it is lambing season, so there are baby sheep in every field. As we began our walk, we passed one of these fields. The lambs were sat with their mothers under a big tree in the middle of the field. My wife wanted to go into the field to get a better look at the lambs. I said that we shouldn't do this because it is against the rules. There's a gate with a bolt on it, she pulls it back and goes into the field. I'd sort of reached a point in my marriage where I just resigned myself to my life of crime. She wanted to do all these impulsive things. I would complain, but eventually go along with it. I'm already on a watch list for stealing that cheese box, I thought. So why not add rural trespass to my crime sheet? I reluctantly followed her into the field. My wife would like to make it clear that at no point did she get so close to the lambs that her presence would be frightening for them, or that there would be any risk of harm to them. But I would like to make it clear that she did go through the gate, which you weren't meant to do, regardless of how close you get to the lambs. She was taking photos of the lambs. I was standing at a distance close enough to the gate that I hoped she might be encouraged to leave quicker. At this point, a farmer came along. I know he was a farmer because he wore a flat cap and spoke authoritatively about the sheep field. He told us we weren't meant to be in the sheep field. My wife claimed that she didn't know that we weren't meant to be in the sheep field. I said, well, I did say that we weren't meant to be in the sheep field. My wife's defence was as follows. Well, there isn't a sign, so how could we know? I love my wife with all my heart. So much of my ability to function day to day comes down to being married to someone who can help me navigate things I find difficult. She's been there for me when I've been at my lowest and I don't know how I'd cope without her. But You can't live your life doing whatever you want unless there's a sign there. If this was a defence, then serial killers were being caught, saying, "Oh, I'm sorry for the misunderstanding, but I didn't see a no decapitating sign. How can I be blamed?" Public spaces would have to be covered in endless signs laying out every possible thing you aren't allowed to do. No murdering, no kicking children, no using a live cat as a skateboard, etc. We left the sheep field and haven't been back to McCunliffe since. I imagine there are now signs up with our faces on. Wanted, sheep field trespassers. Warning, may be in possession of stolen cheese.